Two racing teams suing NASCAR have asked a North Carolina district judge to dismiss the sanctioning body's counterclaim. The teams argue that the need to amend the counterclaim further demonstrates the weakness of NASCAR's arguments, calling them an attempt by NASCAR to distract and shift attention away from its own unlawful monopolistic actions.
NASCAR's counterclaim singled out Michael Jordan's longtime business manager, Curtis Polk. Jordan is co-owner of 2311 Racing. The legal battle began after more than 2 years of negotiations on new charter agreements, NASCAR's equivalent of a franchise model.
Joining us now, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes. Khalif, this breaks down antitrust law here and whether or not NASCAR has monopoly. Where do things stand right now? Let's start there.
Man, you're all over it. Antitrust, monopoly, boycotts, they're all over the place. So NASCAR's already lost last year, or I say earlier this year, when the judge said that they have to allow these two teams to participate in the process. They were trying to exclude them. The court said, look, we're going to allow them to participate in the 2025 season, and then after this is all worked out, then you guys can figure that out. But right now, their charter's still in place, and we'll go forward. But yeah, they alleged that Curtis Polk, this is what NASCAR is alleging in their counterclaim, that Polk and Jordan and Hamlin had attempted to create a boycott at Daytona so that other drivers wouldn't participate in this qualifying race. Basically a show of force towards NASCAR that you guys don't have the strength that you think you have, and the teams have the power. And obviously that didn't play out. The teams participated there because they got their way with this legal proceeding. But antitrust, we're talking about competition. Competition is fair. That's the only way a free market works. But you have to ensure that it is fair. If it's not fair, if you have one hand or one party that has too much strength and the other party is under them, then it can never be a free market. And that's what the two teams are arguing. In terms of the counterclaim, this is a basic law school analysis, which is you're saying, have you stated a claim? If you file a lawsuit against me, I'm going to instantly file either an answer saying, okay, I'll respond to your complaint, or I'll file a motion to dismiss, typically a B-12, stating that you failed to state a claim where relief can be sought. Specifically, you didn't make any argument. You just threw something up there and hoped that it would stick. And that's what NASCAR, they're saying that's done, and these two teams are saying, Your Honor, dismiss his claim, because they haven't made any arguments.
So you got 15 teams. These two obviously are having this suit issue going on. The other 13 teams went on and signed agreements. Why wasn't this a collective? None of us agree with what's going on, but only two are the ones that stood out and protested and filed a claim.
I got a couple angles from that. First of all, as a former union organizer, it's strength is in numbers, right? So you would think the more people I have, the better negotiating power I would have with this other organizing body. But I think Michael Jordan's interaction with the NBA has given him a deeper insight in how these type of negotiations should work from a player's perspective and from an owner's perspective. And so you can see that's why they're asking all four major sports, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and hockey, to give their books. They've sued and asked them, those teams, those leagues, to turn over their books. They want to do a comparison. Again, that's Michael Jordan recognizing that this is how it happens over there. If we're going to, these charters are going to be like franchises, well, how does these other sports treat franchises with negotiating deals for marketing, for TV, for how do they pay their players? We want to see the books. The NFL's kick back and say, we don't want to turn over our stuff. Why? They're our competition. We're not giving the competition our insider works. And so this lawsuit not only deals with the NASCAR and all of its charter members, is also dealing with the four other major sports, because they want to see, well, how does it work? And do a compare and contrast to how NASCAR is doing it isn't how it's supposed to work.
But you look at MLB, NBA, NFL, it's not voluntary. The Charlotte Hornets aren't saying like, oh, I guess we're going to play with the NBA. They're guaranteed a spot in the NBA. NASCAR's not like that. They're saying, okay, it's voluntary. You don't have to race with us, but you want to race with us, so you have to play by our rules. Is that fair, Khalif?
I don't think it's fair. And I mean, but they're also saying it's anti-competition.
Right.
Specifically that these charters are making them lose money. They're saying if you're trying to do a franchise method, the charter system doesn't work because it's not incentivizing me to be successful. In the NFL, if I make it to the playoffs, there's other incentives that's tied into the marketing, into the sharing of wealth as we continue to go forward. They're saying that NASCAR and the French family that owns NASCAR isn't doing any of that they're not sharing any of these profits. They're just saying that, hey, we have this deal, good luck with that, and this is now for the next 7 years is what these charters are supposed to be signed for, connected to their media rights. What Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin and the other team is saying is, we want some of that money. How do we get access to that? Voluntary or not, I don't want to make it to the end of the season and not have any resources to compete when we get down there. So they're not incentivizing winning and they're not sharing the profits. That's the overarching argument.
Right, they're about to go to the buffet and they're like, I want to eat a little bit of what you have.
100%.
Yeah.
They don't want a little bit. They want a lot of it. Right?
Yeah.
And they're ready to sue for it. And if I have to harp down it, it's because that Jordan, I think, has that perspective. Because he's been on both sides, he's like, look, ask the NFL, ask the NBA what they do, and then we can see if this is legitimate or not.
That's interesting. All right, we'll see where it goes. Khalif, thank you very much. Appreciate it.